I'm joined right now by Donald Lane, former Secret Service agent under Presidents George H.W. Bush and Bill Clinton. Thank you so much for being with us today. How does Secret Service coordinate, especially at a venue like the Superdome?
Good morning, Adrienne. It's good to see you. You know, the Secret Service is going to do here what we do for every major event like this. Interesting enough, 23 years ago, Secret Service protected the Super Bowl 36, because it was deemed a national special security event. And that was in the wake of 9/11. So, you know, the agency is familiar. You know, those plans will be brought back up. Everything that happened then is still available now, although it's been a while. I worked for that event actually. Little older now, but the principles remain the same, and they're going to do everything they need to do to lock this down and make sure that it's a safe event for everybody in attendance.
And what should people who are in attendance be thinking about in terms of preparing for screenings, and what can they not bring?
Well, you know, we always tell folks to get there early. You know, that's important, to remain patient, to understand that these are a lot of folks that need to be screened. You know, so plan on getting there a little early, enjoy yourself, but give yourself some time to get there early so you can get in. You know, you're not frustrated to take your seat. And just don't bring anything that you would ordinarily not bring to a game like this. You know, certainly you don't want to bring any weapons with you or anything like that. No closed containers. Everything's going to be gone through. So just be cognizant of that. Bring the things you need to take care of yourself, your keys, your wallet, your identification, and other than that, enjoy the game.
And this would be wonderful, except for that there are a lot of people who are concerned, considering back in July and then again in September, President Trump was the target of assassination attempts. And we think about just the venue that he'll be in. Would we know where he's going to sit ahead of time? Would that even be made public? Will he be behind glass? I mean, what does your gut tell you, being former Secret Service?
Yeah, no, you know, it's not going to be announced exactly where he'll be, you know, so that won't be advertised. And certainly he will be behind barriers so that we can protect from any, you know, potential long guns that would make themselves into the site. But I'm very confident that that will not happen. For days now, the building has been locked down. You've had military and explosive ordnance division canines going through. Once they're done with their sweeps, police officers are then put on post, and nobody's allowed in or out of those areas. So, you know, I anticipate the president and all involved will be very safe for this event.
And in terms of the screening and what we may not know, but that you would know, Don, I mean, obviously, we saw what happened on New Year's, and it was just, you know, thinking about how could this happen? Why did this happen? Same thing in July at that assassination attempt. How could this happen? How did they miss the roof of all places?
Yeah.
Will you see people with guns? I mean, if you're in attendance there, will people actually be very aware of those Secret Service agents and other law enforcement throughout the crowd?
They will, yeah. You know, you may not be aware of everybody that's involved. You know, there'll be a number of folks that'll be undercover, so that you won't know whether they're a law enforcement or not. You'll have other folks that are very visible in plain sight, and so yeah, you know, I don't think you'll see it like a paramilitary type event, but you're certainly going to see police officers, law enforcement officers, folks with arms, but nothing to be alarmed about. I think with the recent events that occurred, it was a wake-up call not only to the Secret Service, but to all law enforcement to take these events extremely seriously and to have fresh set of eyes put on them in terms of security coordination. And that did happen here. So
that did happen here. And I think of 100,000 people in attendance at those Trump campaign events. I think of 75,000 people at the Super Bowl. Are we seeing a new precedent being set, you know, in terms of what will happen at the next World Cup, what will happen at future Super Bowls with a president like this?
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. Yeah, you know, I do believe that this is setting new precedents to be as thorough as possible. You know, the Secret Service, I can speak from their perspective that, you know, they're going to do everything they need to do for the upcoming events to make sure that they're locked down. But I do believe it sets a new precedent. I was speaking with Michael Heck this morning from GNO Inc., and we were discussing that very thing. So, you know, he's doing a great job. He's got his finger on the pulse of everything, kind of monitoring, and I do believe that this will affect things moving forward. So that's a good thing.
One quick question, though. We know he won't listen to any of us. Would you have advised President Trump to attend the Super Bowl?
Oh, absolutely. Sure. You know, look, presidents are human beings. They need to have fun. Let's get him out in the public. Luckily here we have a pretty controlled environment, and so from that perspective, I have no doubt that he'll be very safe. And it's good to see him. We want our elected officials to be out in public since they represent us, and so I think it's good that he's going.
Well, from the days of Abraham Lincoln to today, we've learned quite a bit about our leaders going out in public and what needs to happen for that to be safe, not just for them, but for those around them. God rest in peace for that firefighter who was killed back in July. But thank you, Don, for your optimism and positivity. And we hope that everyone has a safe Super Bowl Sunday.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.